How do I feel looking back on 25 years? I'm incredibly proud that we are still here as such a vibrant organisation.
We are a bunch of guys who literally learn the game by watching it on YouTube. And they get hit, and they're like, I wasn't ready for that.
The sense of camaraderie and seeing that continue off the field.
Whereas in the first few years, it was kind of like, this could fall apart tomorrow.
All is in readiness here. The stars are out. The big stage is here. The red carpet is rolled out.
Looking forward to this, as we like to say, a humdinger.
And the question is, can you teach old dogs old tricks? This is a rematch of last year's grand final between the two sides.
They made the grand final last year, now a rematch. It was a slugfest.
Every single player on that team is a weapon.
I'll tell you what, if that doesn't make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, you might want to check your pulse.
So, hang on to a partner. This is going to get rough and ready. The two best sides here at the Nationals, the dream rising to the top in Prince fashion. And these boys are going to get it on. Smash mouth in the middle. And a fantastic mark in front by the number 12.
For the air, Coleman went for it. Look out, here comes trouble.
Sportscast, Courage Boom Opera out of the middle. Everyone goes down and gets funky.
Saying, calm it down. I got this. Let's take some good marks. Let's play some clean footy. That's where we shine.
And the umpire says, I may need to shovel the scraper off the ground. And Mastitis says, give me that ball. And she took it away.
He tosses it to the Heavens and the Lord says, go after it, my daughters, and play footy.
Inexperienced, a little bit probably nervous and over anxious. You've got to keep it plugging away. It'll come.
And a big tackle put in there, but it was high, just a little high around the shoulders.
Taken by the 24 for Minnesota. Freeman in the score. Here's the number 23. He's taken, played on, shoots and scores! That is, we have some new kids on the block with regards to USAFL Nationals.
I love the fact that all these Americans love this sport.
From the Silver Lake Sports Complex in Ontario, California, this is the 2022 USAFL National Championships. My name is Brian Barish, and we are just about set to get underway here in the final men's Division 4 game of the day as the Golden Gate Roos take on the Des Moines Roosters. I'm Brian Barish, great to have you along. The Roos reserve side taking on the Des Moines Roosters. The Roosters won earlier today, having defeated the having won earlier today, and we'll take a quick look at the standings, and tell you that they defeated the Las Vegas Gamblers, and the Gamblers finishing at 1-1, and the Golden Gate Roos coming in having lost to the Gamblers. They're 0-1. So the situation is thus: if the Roosters win, they will be the top seed out of Pool A. The Gamblers will go into the semifinals as the second seed in Pool A, and the Roos will be eliminated from championship contention. If the Roos win, however, it will come down to percentage. And right now, the Roosters have a percentage of 229, the Gamblers have a percentage of 102, and the Roos have a percentage of 51. And what that means is that it's, instead of goal points for divided, subtracted by points against, it's points for divided by points against. So that's what's at stake as we're underway here. The Roosters are in the red, white, and black jumpers, and they appear to be going from left to right on your screen as the ball comes in and drops in front and skitters in towards the sticks. But that one will be cleared out by Golden Gate up on the far side. Going after it is Scott Thompson, number 57. Plays that one up the far side, and the ball goes out of bounds, stays in play. Turns that one inside again, and now a bit of a fire drill out the back, and Anthony Ferreira is able to get to it, just plays that one across. Ball bounces away. Over to get it now is 41, which is Heath Moore, Heater from the Wisconsin Wombats. We'll talk about the combinations that both of these teams are forming here. And they're, as we mentioned, Golden Gate, actually all those players are Golden Gate. They're the only standalone team in this division. While the Des Moines Roosters have players from the Kansas City Power, the Boston Demons, the Wisconsin Wombats, and they have Paul Plugger O'Keefe, the founder of the league, who is from the Milwaukee Bombers. And he is still playing out there at an age that is a little bit further beyond that of yours truly. Ball's on that far side now. We'll talk about the weather in just a moment as the ball goes in and goes down, and that one is whipped around. Over to get it now is the man in 32, which is Lane Bender. Bender sends that one forward, and here come the Roosters sending that one towards the 6, and that one goes through, and it's a goal, says umpire C.J. Adams. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, the Des Moines Roosters have drawn first blood. One straight 6 to the Cox, and no score for Golden Gate. Well, Golden Gate, you know, a lot of people were fancying them because conventional wisdom would say in this mixed division that they are more cohesive. And you look at some of the players that are here. David Franco, national team player. Justin Mann, who was a part of that run that they had about 5 years ago. Ryan Clark is another player. Kyle Johnson. It's interesting that they have a lot of these players mentioned here that have been so well, and here they are playing down in Division 4. So very interesting setup, and the fact that they've lost their opening game, as this is Cartwright who has the footy now for Golden Gate, now heading to the left of your screen, and over to get it now. They'll send that one forward to the top of the 50, picked off, and now bootlegging around is Andrew Sobel. Sobel sends that one inside the 50-meter arc, and the ball comes free. It's extracted there by Chris Corgus. Corgus sends that one towards the sticks. And did they get an answer? I believe they have. Yes, sir. And the Golden Gate Roos have tied the game. That's on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Golden Gate 6, Des Moines 6. Well, this is shaping up to be a fun little matchup. And we talk about the weather. It's been windy and blustery all day. We've been looking at the radar, and we can tell you that it looks like there is a massive, massive storm heading in our direction. The question will be, how will it affect us, and whether or not it will affect the last set of games in the day. And the other side of that is we had a serious injury on the field behind us apparently earlier. So they're roughly about 40 minutes behind. So there's going to be, we might have some interesting scheduling here. Meanwhile, here in Division 4, the mark is taken there by James Diamond, and he'll come out to the left side where he has a friendly face on Anthony Ferreira. Ferreira goes back, sends that one up the far side. The ball gets knocked down by the 24, which is Jacob Spain, who plays well in the rain, and he might need to do that because it's off and on. Ball comes back up high. Sending that one is Oscar Tobar into the top of the square. Clean bowls one defender. Now comes out to the near side. One-on-one contest. Here's Caleb Doherty from Kansas City. Able to get that one through. Rumbles through. Picked up on a couple of hops by Diamond. Diamond sends that one back to the top of the 50. Ball bounces away now. And now here comes Golden Gate back the other way. He'll shimmy through a couple of defenders and send that one for goal, but it fades off to the left and has gone through for a, well, there was no signal by the goal umpire, so I imagine that the ball has gone out of bounds. And in fact, the ball found the field of play. Everybody is meandering over which means it's going to end up being a boundary throw it. Ball comes back in, goes down, handballs it back, dances free, sends that one in towards the sticks, going across there off the foot of Diamond, and then the ball again goes out of bounds, and again we'll have a boundary throw it. 6-6 the score. Again, if Des Moines wins, they top the group and go on to the semifinals tomorrow, and they'll go through with Las Vegas at 1-1. Golden Gate trying to even their score. Ball comes barreling out only as far as a Shoemaker from Boston, or that might be Brookshire. It was either 17 or 47. I'm not sure which. And the ball is locked in there. Got lots of intriguing stories across the 6 divisions here today. Especially on the women's side, where you've seen 2 very good matches in Pool B. Minnesota Freeze looking to make their first ever grand final, a record of 2-0, heading into that big game tomorrow against DC. If they can win, they're on to the grand final. And then you've got Seattle and Denver playing off of that other spot. You've got the New York Magpies getting ready to play against the San Francisco Iron Maidens for the other semifinal spot in Women's Division I. And then you've got all the happenings happening in all of the other events. We've got a little bit of a stoppage in play here. We'll just bring you up to date. I know that we are by and large the only stream. I think we're one of, well, I know that they're working on it over there, but just take a quick look at some of the results here. As that one is kicked, as they get set to play on. Now they'll continue as that one is sent in towards the sticks and goes through for our first minor score of the game. On the Watch AFL scoreboard, Golden Gate takes a 7-6 lead. We will update you with some of the other scores here in just a moment. As that one comes down, good spoil out of the back. And now back down the way they come. That one is taken down. They come out. That one is kicked into the middle of the ground. Here comes, as going to get it was Shoemaker. Couldn't get to it. He finds Dan O'Connell, another Boston player. Gives it back to Hauser, and is taken down by the man and Shane Powell. And Powell goes, Powell. Let's go with that. Here is Ferreira, who sends it out to the near side. Picked up and cleared out. Smothered and goes out of bounds. And a good job there by 37 for Golden Gate, which was Julian Faraone. And that was off the foot of Caleb Darney, Kansas City player. Has played with Des Moines before when Kansas City was struggling for numbers. Doherty gets the football, manages to stay in play, and sends that one down. 2 bites of the cherry. And that will be continued on by Des Moines into the middle of the ground. Couldn't pick it up cleanly. And then everybody trying to get through. Matthew Elliott was the one that sent that one in. I think high contact is going to end up being called here. And I'm not sure. I think that is, in fact, the call. And Des Moines will have a chance to either tie the game or take the lead. And here is Heath Moore. Heater has been involved in the league for a long time. Was a member of the Milwaukee Bombers at one point. 2 steps and bang! And the Des Moines Roosters have taken the lead. Des Moines, 2 straight 12 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Golden Gate 1-1-7. And the Des Moines Roosters, as we said, if they can hang on to win this game. Here's Sean Chico Chacon to our left, calling for interchanges. Donnie Hess, Coach Donnie, who probably about as big of an AFL nuffy as yours truly, and truly enjoys AFL and AFLW. You've heard his commentary a little bit earlier today. Umpire tosses the ball to the heavens, and we go again. That one is sent down, and it's marked nicely by Nicholas Coffey. Coffey comes out to the near side, looks to the near side, now sends this one down the pike. And it's going to get picked off. Taken there by Diamond. Throws it on the left, now out to the wing, got a hand on it, but it finds its way to Mike Lancaster, or if you're from Pennsylvania, it's Lancaster. Now here we go, here is Josh Adams in the long sleeves going after the football. Everybody goes down mushroom farming. We have a dog pile to the left, and we'll have a ball up. Watch AFL scoreboard, 12-7 in favor of the Des Moines Roosters. Again, repeating, if the Roosters win, they're through as the winners of Pool B. Las Vegas is on as the runner-up. A draw would also yield the same result. Just FYI. Shoemaker. Couldn't get it cleanly. Ball pops out. Kind of squirts out like a little water cannon. And the ball goes down. Now out into the middle of the ground, and now it's knocked through, and here they come. They're going to play a little bit of soccer. It's going to sit up nicely for O'Connell, and now they send that one forward, and they get cut off at the pass. The ball goes up on the far side, one-on-one contest. This is Elliott going up against Amit Naxon. The ball is loose, is stuck on that far side. One more game after this one, and again, that's weather permitting. We'll let you know, because the weather, as we said, there's a large system that is on its way in. Whether how much of it we're going to get, we do not know, and how it will affect and what will need to be done. And of course, you can stay up to date with everything that's happening. USAFL.com and USAFL.com, plus also Facebook.com/USAFL. And we'll give you a quick little update on what's happening around the grounds. And some of the 4 o'clock games have not been completely updated yet. So, but we'll tell you what we know. (12-7), Des Moines the lead. As they try to work the ball forward. Sending that one forward. Now going after it. A little toe poke. Very nicely done. Looking for Michael Hickey. Swings around. One-on-one contest. And getting the position in front and taking the mark is Robert Nolan. So Nolan will go back and try to put his team in the lead. And now the ball has gone in as he played quickly and get the ball out. Long handball back. Going across, sending that one up high. Who wants it? Everybody. Who's got it? Nobody. Bounces off ahead. Big swing and a kick by Cartwright, and ended up hitting his own teammate. Gives the ball to Adams. Adams tried to get the ball away, picked off by Des Moines, and able to clear that one down the middle of the ground. And a nice, almost taken there by Josh Curtis, one of the national teamers, and probably the best player on this Roosters team. Out to the far side now, one-on-one contest, trying to pick that one up and doing is Scott. Throws that one on to the left, into the middle of the ground. He's all by himself, lining up is Heath Moore. Heater has his second. Oh, my goodness. He's been holding out on us. He's the treasure of the USAFL, by the way. That takes them on now to 3-1-19. 3 straight 18. It's 18-7 is the score. And Heath Moore has proved to be from the Wisconsin Wombats, and of course, as we mentioned, a longtime member of the Milwaukee Bombers. And has done a wonderful job in that forward line. Give you a quick little around the grounds. We'll tell you that it'll be the Austin Crows and the Golden Gate Roos in Men's Division 1 in what will be a virtual semifinal in their game tomorrow morning. That's a 9 a.m. start over on Cooper's Field. We're still waiting more results in Pool B. And we'll give you some more at halftime. Ball is out on that far side. 19-7 again the score. We'll have a boundary throw it. Ball comes back in the play. As we see, it's been overcast the entire day. In case you've just been joining us, it's been a little chilly. They initially said that the temperature would be in the 80s, but of course, weathermen, just like weather meteorologists, just like baseball players, they get paid for being right just 30% of the time. And I don't know that anybody was expecting it to be like this, but I think we've been lucky to be able to get all these games in. And now, of course, we've got the 5 o'clock. Again, we don't know what's happening just yet. We're keeping an eye on the weather, but as we said, there's a massive rainstorm in Southern California that is heading in our direction, and the question will be how much we'll be able to get in. And we know that you'll understand we've been having some tech issues off and on with the Cooper's Field, and you'll understand that if the weather does get situation, we may have to suspend our coverage. But we appreciate your patience and also the efforts of Kelly and Frank and everybody here on Go Live Sportscast. It's helped bring you this tournament. Golden Gate getting serious as well, trying to cut into the Des Moines lead. Ball bounces up hot, and a little stabby kick, but right into the defender. Des Moines, by the way, Division IV champions in 2012, trying to get back to the top of the mountain 10 years later. Dropped in front, and a good job there by Hickey, although that may have been cleaned as high. The umpire says let the record play. Kicked along the ground by Gracie, but it was in danger, and it will come back as a free kick for the Golden Gate Roos. We have a player down in the middle of the ground now. Let's see if we can get our eyeballs on him. One of the Des Moines Roosters players getting up slowly and favoring that left leg. We'll try and get you more information when we can. The play continues, and they're going to have to try and move around him through the breadbasket there of Diamond for Golden Gate as he tries to get the ball forward. And a crash boom opera and a free kick behind the play. This is Michael Hickey, one of the Boston players. As we said, Boston, Kansas City, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Des Moines. Ball goes up on the far side, just stays in play. Again, that's Diamond. And the ball goes out of bounds. I just heard Paul Plugger O'Keefe's voice, so I'm going to tell you right now, he's not out there playing. He's basically running water. And he's directing players. He's directing traffic. But he also has both of his legs bandages, so I think that. But you know what? The amount of work that he's done, not only in founding this league, but in putting together this the gala showing yesterday, or on Thursday, and putting everything together as part of the 25th anniversary. The ball comes back in the play once again. Sends that one in up high, and that one is looks like it got sprayed out of bounds. On the Watch AFL scoreboard, it's 18-7, Des Moines lead, and again, bears repeating, Des Moines wins. They're through with Las Vegas into the semifinals tomorrow afternoon. And that one is almost punched by Adams. Getting it is Damian Howneat. And it's his brother, I forget his brother's name, was playing for the twos, for the Division II. Send that one on. Will Golden Gate trying to cut into this lead. Adams falls on his face, although I didn't see what happened there, but they're moving forward, so it looks like it'll be a boundary throw-in. As we maneuver our way through the first half of this one, Brian Barish here with you, and hope you've enjoyed the coverage here on Go Live Sportscast. 2022 USAFL National Championships. And don't forget, 9 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, we've got some great Aussie rules action. It's a long, short pass in there. And directing traffic. Roos trailing by 11 points. kick is up on the way. Cuts through the wind. Nice mark over the top by Robert Nolan. He's made a couple of those grabs, and now he'll go back, and the wind will be blowing straight into his face. And that's the thing. They've kicked the goal against the wind. Des Moines has only managed to score 18 points against the wind. And that one is gone through for behind, and I think that is the hooter, and it is. Halftime, this men's Division IV game, the score, it's the Des Moines Roosters 3 straight 18. The Golden Gate Roos 1-2-8. That's on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Let's do a quick around the grounds for you, and then we'll take a little break. And Division I on the men's side will be Austin and Golden Gate tomorrow to play off for one semifinal spot. Still waiting on results from the other pool, but Denver at 1-0, and then New York and Seattle at 0-1. Division II, Boston at 2-0 with Portland and Baltimore 1-1 behind them. Division II, Sacramento at 2-0. Orange County is playing Columbus right now. The Giants, with a win, would force Sacramento into a virtual semifinal. In Division III, it's Arizona and Nashville that are 2-0. They'll play in a virtual semifinal tomorrow. Denver and Philly are playing right now. They're both 1-0 in Division III. We mentioned Division IV, what's happening again on the men's side. Des Moines, if they can hang on to this win, will go through as the winner with Las Vegas as the runner-up. If Golden Gate wins, all three teams are 1-1. It goes to percentage. Pool B, Orange County at 1-0, Denver at 1-1, Sacramento at 0-1, and then Orange County trying to win that game, that Southern California combination. Now to the women. In Division I, if the weather holds, we'll have San Francisco and the New York Magpies. With the winner of that game will go on to the semifinals. The loser will play for consolation honors tomorrow. The Minnesota Freeze, winners today over both the Denver Bulldogs and the Seattle Grizzlies. They'll play the 0-2 DC women's team tomorrow. If the Freeze beat the Eagles, they will be in their first ever women's grand final. If they lose, then they will go, at the very least, it appears that they have clinched a spot in the semifinal. If they win, they go on to the grand final, and the winner of that Grizzlies-Bulldogs game, which we'll have for you here at 9 a.m. on Go Live Sportscast, will play in the semifinals against the winner of that San Francisco-New York game. Women's Division II, they're in the middle of Game 3, and in fact, I believe that game may have finished. Centennial and Austin were both 1-1, and the two winless teams, Orange County and Portland, are playing now. And that game has just ended, and somebody has just won by the final score of 14-6. So we're going to step aside for a minute or so, and we'll be back with the second half of this one. You're watching the 2022 USAFL National Championships here on Go Live Sportscast. And we're back for the second half of this men's Division IV match between the Golden Gate Roos and the Des Moines Roosters. Brian Barish here with you. The Roosters lead 18-8 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. But now the winds and the sides have changed, and it will be the Golden Gate Roos kicking from left to right with the agency of probably about a 4-goal breeze. With what we think is a massive storm, well, what we know is a massive storm, but the question is how much of that storm are we going to get it? Now, here's what I will tell you. For those of you still following along here and getting ready for the New York-San Francisco game, as Des Moines now taking the field, is that if right now this particular game would be official because we are starting the second half. However, there will be, depending on how things are going, what they'll do in terms of postponing or whether or not it will be called a draw. And I think, that would be an unfortunate situation. And we're just kind of spitballing. We don't want to speculate on what would happen, but of course we don't know. I mean, it might just skirt us. It might just be rain. But again, if you're expecting to watch that San Francisco-New York game coming up at the top of the hour, we'll tell you that there is the distinct possibility that we might have to curtail our coverage just for the safety of everybody involved. And, of course, they also might need to curtail the game for the safety of everybody involved. And you can, again, USAFL.com for all the latest news and updates, and we'll share on social media as well. We're underway in the second half. Can Des Moines hang on to defeat Golden Gate? Up the far side they go, looking for Joshua Curtis. Curtis through the wind, sends that one for goal, but it hits the bottom of the post. It was a Wilbur post. Hello, I'm Mr. Ed, and it's through for 1 point. On the Watch AFL scoreboard, they lead 19-8 to the Des Moines Roosters. We mentioned Des Moines has players from Kansas City, from Boston. It's been their biggest contributor. There is Chacon, I believe, who was taken down and then cleared out the back. Ball gets dropped in front, sent back from whence it came by Jacob Spain, and sends that one out near France just because. Sent back, and here they come in the other direction. That's either Belcaris or Tyson Bravo. They both have number 10. Sending that one over the top and marked in front once again by Robert Nolan. See the flags blowing directly from left to right. Robert Nolan will line up. His team 10 points behind. The kick is on the way. His teammates like it, and so does the goal umpire. And they're back to within a straight kick. On the Watch AFL scoreboard, Golden Gate 2-2-14. 3-1-19 for Des Moines. The margin is 5 points. And now the question will be the permutations and the calculations, because if Golden Gate can come from behind, we'll have a three-way tie with all three teams at 1-1. And then it will come down to points percentage. So we have to we might take some calculator out, and I will tell you that unless things get really hairy weather-wise, we will very quickly stay on air to let you know what's happened. Ball gets wrapped up in the middle of the ground once again, and we'll have a ball up. Brian Barish here with you. Peter Holden will be here beside Lauren Skonechny to bring you the last game of the day, New York and San Francisco. Again, winner will go on to the semifinal. Ball comes back and is picked up by the man in Ferreira, or rather that's Tobar, and the ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw-in. A lot of cheering going on that far side. Boundary throw-in upcoming. Ball gets knocked down, picked up, and picked free by 54 for Golden Gate unlisted, but the ball bounds out. 5 points the difference as this one goes straight down, and that one is taken down, bounces away. Picked up by Craig Scott, I believe, for Des Moines. Now in the middle of the ground, and Scott, there he is. He clears that one out. One-on-one contest. Couldn't take the mark. Bounces away. And a great job by Curtis to stay with the footy. Curtis able to get away. He breaks away from one tackle. It leaves Brian Moy in his dust. Sends that one long. Nice mark. Going quickly. This is Dan O'Connell. He sends that one in short. And it all slowly collapses like a flan in a cupboard. Back the other way it comes. Great spoil from behind. Bounces over to Abdullah. Abdullah tries to send it one for. He's caught and tackled, and the umpire says he's G-O-N-E gone. And it'll be a free kick. This one comes out to the near side. It drops in front, looking for Tobar. Tobar is thrown to the ground. And the free kick, it goes the way of Schumacher. Or check that, that's Michael Brookshire, 17, from the Kansas City Power. Plays that one across. Ball bounces. It comes free. Nolan trying to push aside two Roosters. Sends that one down. One-on-one contest. Almost took the mark. And finally picking that one up. Handballs to Lancaster. Lancaster able to get away from Bender. Gets the handball off. Now a little chip kick in there by Faraone. Dropped in front. One-on-one contest. Threw him out after the footy. And we'll have a ball up in that forward pocket. 5 points the difference on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 19 for Des Moines, 14 for Golden Gate. Again, the balance of this three teams, 3 into 2 does not go. As they send that one in towards, select at the last line of defense. Ball comes out to the near side. Handballs it over. Sends that one over. Sending that one in is Faraone. Tried to get the footy. And it's right there in front, and that's been dribbled home for a goal, and Golden Gate has hit the front. The Roos go to 3-2-20 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 3-1-19 for the Des Moines Roosters. Now, my rudimentary math will tell you that I still think at this point that the Roosters, it's still the way it would be. It would be the Roosters, the Gamblers, and then the Golden Gate Roos. That's my rudimentary math. The Roos would have to win by 14 just to get over 100% because they lost their first game by 14. The Roosters would have to lose this game by 13 or more to go under 100%. So we'd say 14. So that's kind of the situation. It's going to get real interesting. This one is sent forward. Here is 31. For the Golden Gate Roos, Samuel Skinner had it, lost it, got it again. And we'll have a ball up. Des Moines led, or it's a free kick. Des Moines led 19-8 at halftime. A tie would favor Des Moines. Golden Gate's got to win outright, and there's a mark taken by Dan O'Connell, who didn't realize it until the ball was about 4 inches from his face. O'Connell stands 60 meters out, strides in, kicks this one up on the way. Marked! Hello! Chico, Sean Chacon with probably the biggest mark of his life. And so Chacon will go back. A behind would tie it. A goal would give them the lead. What a game this is turning out to be. Chacon strides forward. The kick is on the way. It's going to be short. It's knocked back into play. Oh, he came just about a foot short, but he dropped the pill. Trying to get it out now is Adams, but he couldn't do it. Clark is in there as well, or check that, I think that's Scott. And the umpire hugs himself, and we'll have a ball up. Again, I believe our unofficial math is if this, Golden Gate still on the odds out. They need a couple of goals to really shake things up. On the far side, and it's marked in defense by Caleb Doherty. Doherty wants to take his time. They don't want to lose the game. They want to win the game outright, but where they are right now seems to be fine. Out in the middle of the ground, great idea to Curtis, but he couldn't hold on to it. Now he goes after it, and almost taken down there by Thompson. Out to the near side. Now kicks that one in the middle, and it's stolen, and here comes Golden Gate the other way. Golden Gate trying their hardest now, trying to send that one forward. And looking again for a nice mark that was almost taken, and in fact was by Nolan. They'll play on quickly. Des Moines trying to get it out now. And it's given ahead now to Owen Woolcock, one of the Boston players for Des Moines, sending that one on. Here comes Golden Gate back the other direction. Sending that one back is Shane Powell. Powell, and there's a nice lead and a mark taken. This is Lancaster. Lancaster tries to send that one to the top of the 50. It comes out, sends that one towards an open, yawning goal square. It will roll and stays in play. How that didn't go over, I don't know, but the ball is still in play. It's a desperation kick to nobody, and it's picked up by Faraone. Faraone, what a smother! What a great smother. Let's see who got that. And it was, in fact, Nicholas Coffey. And the St. Louis boys to our right are cheering because they know that right now they are going to be playing in the semifinals with Las Vegas. But we'll have to see how it goes. They don't want Golden Gate to score any more goals, and a behind for right now is okay. I don't know. I got yelled at for keeping time once, Plugger. So that was a behind, folks, as the distractions. We have 21-19 as the score on the Watch AFL scoreboard. As we said, I think Golden Gate would need to win by 2 goals in order for percentage to become a serious factor for all and sundry in this group. Clearing that one out of the back is Vanderploeg, Zach Vanderploeg, up the far side. Ball cried the crowd. In your boot, says the umpire. (21-19), Golden Gate leads Des Moines. Golden Gate, it'll be a 3-way tie, but the Gators need to win by more than 2 points. Well, they need to win probably by about 2 goals. And the ball comes free. That one is kicked onto the left by the 13. It's through for another behind. David Franco, 3-3-22. Des Moines 3-1-19, and of course a Des Moines win not out of the realm of possibility, but when you've got this breeze blowing the way that it is, anything is possible. Goes up and takes the mark over the top. That's 54 unlisted for Golden Gate. Chips it into the middle of the ground. That's a clever play. Sending that one forward is Cartwright. Again, looking for the big man there and Nolan, but can't find him. Des Moines playing really, really good defense. Cleared out by Michael Hickey. Out on the far side now. Here back the other way, taken down. Ball cried the crowd. Ball, says the umpire. Now can the Roosters steal an outright victory here? Ball comes up high now. Ball goes to ground. Ball taken down. And we have a pile on the far side. We will check when we get a moment here. We'll look at the current. And you'll beg our indulgence as we look at this now just to give you an idea. And now here's an opportunity, however, for Des Moines. As we drop the calculator, big hit put in there. And it'll be a free kick to Golden Gate. Here come the Roos up the near side. Great spoil over the back by Lane Bender. Bender able to get that one free. Little handball over the top. Picked up, and here comes Golden Gate. Little short pass, another good spoil by Des Moines. Shoves his player out of the way, does Coffey. Coffey with a hand pass. Chacon going after it. Spears that one along the line now for Elliott. Ball stays in play. Didn't have clean possession of it, did Elliott, but the umpire says play on. Sends that one deep, and it is marked by Gracie. Gracie's going to take his time. They're telling him where to go. Play on, says the umpire. Sends that one long. Probably a misdirected kick, but Anthony Ferreira will pick it up and play it along the left-hand side. Remember, Golden Gate needs probably 2 more goals to make percentage a real factor here. B gets taken down, being taken down without the football, and it's a free kick to Golden Gate. They lead by 3 on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 22-19. Ball gets sent up, and it's another mark, and he'll go back. Ball gets sent up high, and mark taken once again by Robert Nolan. So now it's a free kick. And some very nervous Las Vegas gamblers and St. Louis Blues sitting to our right, waiting to see if they'll be playing in the semifinals tomorrow. Nolan strides forward, kicks from 30 meters out. It is dead center perfect. The lead is now 9 points on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 4-4-28 to 3-1-19. Let's see if we can do some quick maths. Here it is again. Des Moines, 23 to 10. So 23 and 19 is 42. Divided by 38 is 110, which right now has them in the lead. Las Vegas is at 102. Golden Gate, 15 plus 28 is 43. Divided by 29 and 19 is, 19 and 19. 29 19 is 48. That's 89.5. So right now, Golden Gate is out. They need another goal. That's the situation. Up to the near side. Chacon over the back trying to spoil. Nothing really in that, it must be said, but takes down, and that was Oscar Tobar. There's a whistle. Let's see what happened. They need to get it back quickly here, and it looks like there might be a, well, what's happened? They're getting it back quickly. Here now is Tobar. The Roos need another goal. Des Moines playing for their life right now, defending for their life. Out to the far side, and it's marked. This is Nolan. Goes to the left side. Out the far side. Over to get it now. There's Scott. There's Brookshire. And just a handball now, getting it out. This is Caleb Doherty. Doherty sends that one down. Marked on the far side. There cannot be much time left. And getting up slowly is Shane Powell. Tick, 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 tick. We have unofficially that Des Moines would win the group, that St. Louis, Las Vegas would finish second, and Golden Gate third. A goal would change that dramatically. Up on the far side now. Ball comes down. The umpire says play on. Golden Gate in the attacking 50. Ball goes up high. Ball gets taken down, and it looks like something's been called behind the play. It's a free kick to Des Moines. The Roosters hanging on to a semifinal spot. The Roos playing for their lives as well. And the ball is taken up on that far side. Waiting is Scott. Using all of his 7 seconds. Up on the far side, there is Craig Scott, number 10. What a game this has turned out to be as the ball gets knocked down. This is USAFL Nationals football at its very best. Even here in Division 4, what a game. Sends that one forward. It's deep, and it's out of bounds. Free kick Des Moines, going in short, and the mark is taken by Owen Woolcock, just barely in the field of play. No, they're going to have him do it again, and again, time is ticking down as Coffey has the footy. Now they throw it over to the far side. I don't know what's happening. It's a free kick. I thought it went out on the full. Golden Gate has it. Golden Gate needs a goal. A point would help, but they need a goal. That would absolutely seal it. It's down in front, trying to get it out, and the ball goes out of bounds once again. Golden Gate pushing for a spot in the semifinals. Des Moines trying to hang on to their life in this tournament. St. Louis watching nervously to our right on the bench. What will happen in the next couple of seconds? It's down. It's a shot for goal, and it's through for behind. What has that done? On the Watch AFL scoreboard, 4-5-29, or was it through? Yes, it was, and that is it. 4-5-29 is the final score. We're going to go through and do the maths very quickly. So Des Moines had 23 in their first game. They scored 19 in their second game. So they scored 42. Divided by 29. Where is it? 29 plus 10 is 39. 107, which they have 102. And Golden Gate, 15 plus 29 is 44. Divided by 29 and 19 is 48. Des Moines wins the group. St. Louis second. Golden Gate is out. You win the group. That is some live mats. You are the top of the group, Donnie Hess. Des Moines has won the group. St. Louis has finished second. They will both play in the semifinals, and Golden Gate, with a valiant effort, probably comes one goal short. I need a smoke and a lie down. We have one more game coming up. If you thought that was great, we've got a virtual elimination final for the Women's Division I, the Pool A, to determine the winner of that one between the New York Magpies and the San Francisco Iron Maidens. Peter Holden and Lawrence Skonechny will be on the call for that, and we'll be right back after this one. You're watching the 2022 USAFL National Championships here on USAFL.com.